Hey guys! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tom Bihn Synapse 25, which is a minimal one-bag travel legend. I've heard so many things about this bag, I've seen a ton of different videos on it, and I've actually gotten a lot of requests for it to be featured on the channel, so I was really excited to finally be able to get my hands on one, and I've been testing it out for the past couple of weeks, and so far, it's been a really good experience. I had really high expectations set for this bag, and for the most part, it managed to live up to a lot of them, and I can definitely see why this has become such a popular bag over the years. So I'm really excited to walk through it with you guys, and with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting out with the outside of the bag, as far as the overall aesthetic, it just looks like a pretty standard backpack. It doesn't look that different from a lot of the traditional bags, such as something from JanSport that I've seen in the past, so it really feels like it's going to fit in pretty well in a college environment for walking around the city, or even if you have to take it into the office. A nice thing about the bag not really standing out all that much is that it makes it a little bit better for travel. It doesn't really look like you're wearing something super expensive. And I'm not super crazy about the aesthetics, but it doesn't look bad, and for the most part I'm willing to overlook that just based on all the other functionality that this offers. The bag is offered in a bunch of different colors. The version that I have here is a nebula gray, but they also have it in a black, navy, red, so you can check out all the different color combinations that they have on Tom Bihn's site. As far as the materials, the bag is made out of a very rugged feeling ballistic nylon. This definitely feels like it's going to hold up well over the longer term, and like it also offers a nice amount of weather resistance. And then the bag also has really nice YKK zippers all throughout that also seem to offer a good amount of protection. So just a very solid build quality all throughout. Definitely feels like a bag that I'm going to be able to use for a bunch of years to come. Along the outside, there's not a whole lot more going on. There's no sort of external water bottle pockets. You just have the one Tom Bihn logo on the front, and then down at the bottom you have this nice loop where you can attach something like a bike light. And then moving into the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which is a really great minimal travel bag size. I really love the versatility of a 25-liter bag. It works great for minimal travel or for day-to-day. And I was very surprised with just how much I was able to fit in this bag. It really feels a little bit bigger than 25 liters, and it does feel like a big bag. When I was wearing it, I was surprised with how big it felt on my back. It has a very kind of turtle shell-like appearance when it's fully packed out. I did like, however, that it didn't stick out too much, so it maintained a pretty slim silhouette to make it very easy to walk around crowded areas or jump onto public transit. The Synapse is also offered in a 19-liter capacity, which is going to be a little bit better for daily carry or if you have a smaller frame. Continuing on with the straps and the back paneling, this has been pretty comfortable to wear. The straps are implemented nicely here. They have a nice amount of padding. It's like a gel-like material, which is not always my favorite style of strap, but a lot of people have mentioned that it's very comfortable. On the inside, it doesn't really have any sort of meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. And then as far as the straps, they seem like they would be wide enough, but I don't know, as I was wearing this with a lot of weight, I started to feel a little bit of fatigue on my shoulders, so I wish that they had been maybe a little bit wider or that the padding was slightly softer. But in general, this hasn't felt quite as comfortable as a lot of the other minimal travel bags that I've enjoyed using. As far as the straps, these are also the new edgeless design from Tom Bihn. I don't know how these compare to these original, as I haven't tried them out, but I do really like kind of the lack of corners here, so I haven't felt the straps kind of pinching into my shoulders or anything like that. The straps also offer an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight, especially when the bag is more packed out. And then moving down towards the bottom, it does include this removable waist belt that you can use to add some additional support. As always, I'm not super crazy about this style of strap. It doesn't really offer much in the way of padding, so I normally would just leave this off, but Tom Bihn does actually sell a different, more padded belt that you can buy separately, which may offer a little bit more comfort if you're planning to carry this with a lot of weight for a longer period of time. Continuing on with the back paneling, this has also felt pretty comfortable. It has a nice amount of padding. Here you do have the meshy material to help prevent moisture from building up. I kind of wished that this had actually been included on the straps as well, so it feels a little bit nicer here. But one thing that I noticed is that there's really no sort of elevation or air channel, so there's not a lot of airflow while you're wearing this. So if you have it packed out and you wear it for a longer period of time, your back still does start to feel pretty sweaty. And then another thing that was different for me with using this bag was also that it doesn't have a whole lot of support. There's no sort of frame sheet, so it's not very rigid when you first get the bag. Tom Bihn does actually sell a separate frame sheet that you can add to the bag if you like having a little bit more support. And to me, this didn't really feel as comfortable as a lot of the other travel bags that I featured on the channel. And one thing that I noticed is that when I put a lot of stuff in the main area, like bulkier items such as packing cube or my shoes, I did kind of start to feel stuff pressing up against my back and creating some bulges that was a little bit uncomfortable. So if you do choose to go with this bag, it's definitely important to place in your laptop or something a little bit more firm to help prevent some of those bulges from getting into your back. With that being said though, The back paneling itself has been pretty soft. I was just a little bit surprised that they didn't place a little bit more emphasis in this area, considering that the bag is so travel focused. And then jumping into the organizational options, this is definitely one of the parts of the bag that I was most excited about. On all the videos that I'd seen, I was always really impressed with the layout and how each of the compartments seemed to have its own independent volume. I was just really fascinated with how each area can have so much space, but there could be so many compartments. So I was very impressed with how this was laid out. I really loved the organizational layout here, and definitely something that I wouldn't mind seeing in some other bags. And so jumping in, the first pocket here at the front is just a smaller quick access area. All of the Tom Bihn zippers are really great. They have on the inside this sort of kind of aqua guarded lining, so a little bit different from a lot of the other bags that we've seen that have the aqua guard on the outside. In this case here, they're more on the inside, but they still offer a nice amount of protection. And so I really love having this quick access compartment here. It's a little bit smaller, so it's just a great spot to get to some of my quick access accessories. So in here I currently have my Apple AirPod Pro, and then I also have a simple lightning cable to charge my phone. Even with those items in there, there was still some leftover space. This compartment doesn't go super deep. It goes about the length of my hand. So just a nice simple area, no sort of internal organization. And one thing that you'll notice in a lot of the compartments as we go through them is this O-ring system that Tom Bihn has in a lot of their bags. I was really excited to try this out. I love the versatility that these adds, and then it's really just nice to see it even in this smaller quick access area. And then on top of that, there is a larger and deeper compartment. This is Tom Bihn's kind of water bottle area. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this. This is very different than the external water bottle pockets that we see in so many other bags. The thinking here is that it's better to have something heavier like a water bottle in the center of the bag to prevent it from feeling unbalanced. And I was just really curious to see if something as bulky as my water bottle was gonna work out with all the other compartments that were around this area. And for the most part, it's worked great. I was really impressed at how much it didn't really bother me. Currently what I have in here is the same water bottle that you've seen in all my other daily bag videos, and it fit in there really comfortably even when the bag was fully packed out, and it's still pretty well separated from all the other stuff in the rest of the bag. So really nice implementation here. On the inside of this compartment, you have this kind of elastic material that feels really nice. The compartment goes very deep, and then you also have another O-ring here. So if you want to use this for a larger pouch or maybe something like a dop kit, it's going to work great for that as well. Next up, there are two side pockets that have a pretty similar layout and amount of capacity. So starting with this one here on the right, I love the amount of volume offered in these quick access area. There's so much space here. I just really can't quite figure out how they kind of get everything to fit. So very impressive here. And even when I place slightly bulkier items, it just never feels like the compartments are fully packed out. So jumping in, the first item that I have here is my Ray-Ban sunglasses with their case. And then behind that, I just have a small deck of cards that I like to carry with me. And then taking a look at the inside, I really like the liner that Tom Bihn has here. It's a bright blue that makes it very easy to just kind of see everything that's in the compartment. It's a very durable kind of halcyon-like material. Nice implementation there. And then on the side of this compartment, you also have some small, simple slip pockets where you can store something smaller like a stylus or a pen, which is what I currently have here. And then next to that, there is a slightly larger slip pocket that might be good for something like a multi-tool, which is what I currently have here. This is my Gerber dime multi-tool, and I have it connected to one of the O-rings using an S carabiner. So love the versatility there. And then now with the compartment empty, you can see just how much space there is. I could probably fit a mini umbrella or maybe even something like a packable jacket. So just really love the layout here. And then moving into the compartment on the other side, very similar capacity here. Great for holding some of those bulkier accessories. So here the first thing that I have is just a USB and USB-C charger that I like to take with me to charge my MacBook and all of my electronics. And then I also have my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. On the inside, I still had some leftover space. There's so many different pockets to kind of store everything that I had trouble filling each of them up to capacity. On the side of this pocket, there is a slightly larger slip area where you can store some accessories. What I currently have here is just my Apple Magic Mouse, and that fits in there very comfortably. And then the bag also includes one of Tom Bihn's kind of keychain lashes, so you can attach your keys to here. You can remove this. This is attached to one of the O-rings, so nice to see them include an additional accessory with the bag. And then moving down towards the bottom of the bag is probably the largest organizational compartment. I was really kind of fascinated with just how much space was offered by this pocket. It's gonna be great for holding some bulkier accessories. And so jumping in, what I currently have here is just an international power adapter that I like to take with me on every trip. And then I also have my Matador Nano Dry packable shower towel, and that fits in there very easily. This also has a carabiner attached to the case, which pairs nicely with the O-rings that you have on the inside. And I'll take a closer look at these when I empty out the compartment. So removing this from the O-ring for now. There's also plenty of leftover space, so I was also surprised that I was able to fit in my Air Dop Kit, which is the larger Dop Kit that I like to use when I have some additional space, but I figured since there was so much leftover capacity in this bottom area, I just threw this in there and was shocked to see that it fit very easily. And so now with the compartment emptier, you can see just how much volume is here. You can definitely pack in maybe something like a jacket or a pair of shoes. And then on the inside, as I was mentioning, there's a few different O-rings. You got 3 different options, so you can pair this with a variety of Tom Bihn accessories. They have a variety of pouches that kind of clip in. They have the handy little thing pouch, which I haven't had a chance to test out, but it has some clips that work with this very well. So overall, I was just really impressed with the layout of all of these compartments. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of the bag and one of the best organizational layouts that I've seen in any of the bags that I've tested out. The last area that we're going to take a look at is the main compartment, and this is a top-loading bag, but it has a pretty wide main opening. This is a little bit different from some of Tom Bihn's newer bags, such as the Synik 22 and 30, which have a full clamshell style opening. So this is definitely a little bit of a different style, but this can work nicely for just kind of stuffing a bag. Sometimes clamshell style openings aren't always the best. I personally like them, but this opening worked very well here, and it doesn't prevent me from loading any of the bulkier accessories that I wanted to pack in, which is usually a concern of mine when it's not a clamshell style bag. So really nice amount of space here. Again, this is a 25-liter capacity bag, but it just feels like it can hold a ton of stuff. Even with the items that I currently have here, it still felt like there was some leftover space. So I currently have this packed out for minimal travel. This is what I would normally take with me for a week or maybe even 2 weeks of travel, depending on how minimally I was packing. And so jumping in, I currently just have my smaller packing cube that has my underwear, socks, and smaller clothing items. And then I also have my larger double-sided and compressible packing cube from Arkedo, and both of those fit in there pretty comfortably. And so now with the compartment a little bit emptier, you can get a better look at the inside. Plenty of space. I love how much this comes up, which is what makes it good for holding bulkier accessories. On the front of the compartment, you have one simple sleeve, which is going to be great for adding some separation to the compartment. So you can probably store maybe some of your dirty clothes in here, or maybe a pair of shoes, or just another smaller packing cube or Dop Kit. So I really love the simplicity there, and that you can just kind of push it up against the side if you don't want to use it. And then one thing that has always been a little bit interesting to me about Tom Bihn's bag, and particularly the Synapse line, is that it doesn't come with any sort of a laptop sleeve included with the bag. So they have this system here where you can actually purchase a separate cache for your laptop on Tom Bihn's site, and you can attach it to a variety of attachment points that they have. They have 2 on the front of the compartment and 2 on the back, depending on how you like to carry your devices. And so what I did here is I actually took the sleeve that I had for the standard luggage travel backpack. It includes a very similar system that allows you to just pull a sleeve out while still keeping it attached to your bag. So this makes it very easy to just kind of pull the laptop out. If you're working at a coffee shop or something, you can just take it out. You can get it into your sleeve and make sure that your laptop is still very well protected. I'm not super crazy about the system. It seems like a lot of work to just kind of pull this out. It works well, but one of the ideas behind this is that this is going to make it easier to go through airport security. I haven't tested this out in an actual TSA line, but my thought is that even if I pull my laptop out here, I might still have to actually place it in a case. So I would never risk laying it like this on the TSA line. I would just go ahead and take my laptop out immediately and place it into a bin. So not really my favorite type of system, but your mileage may vary depending on which airport you travel through. And so as I mentioned, the sleeve included here isn't Tom Bihn's cache, so I haven't had a chance to test that out, but this one from Standard Luggage Co. works well. It actually has an embedded tablet sleeve as well. So I have my iPad mini and that fits in there very comfortably. And then I also packed in my 13-inch MacBook Pro. So adding the laptop to the compartment really did help add some structure, but I was a little bit sad that it just didn't feel that protected. And if you don't have a separate sleeve such as this one or one of Tom Bihn's caches, it's not really a bag that's meant to hold a lot of technology. And given the price point that the bag comes in at, I do kind of wish that they had included the cache with the bag. And so even though I personally prefer to have an embedded laptop sleeve, if you're somebody that doesn't normally travel with an additional device or you want to save a little bit on weight, it is nice that you can actually remove it. Very easy to do so, and then you can take full advantage of the rest of the main compartment. And then on the back side, there's a few additional O-rings for some extra configuration options. So overall, a really nice implementation in this main compartment. They keep things really simple. I can definitely see why this has become such a popular bag for travel and EDC, as it can really hold a ton of stuff. It's a versatile size, and it just has a really great organizational layout. So if you're looking for a durable bag that you're going to be able to use for a long period of time in a ton of different environments, this is going to be a good option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a really great experience testing out the Synapse 25 over the past couple of weeks. The bag has a ton of space, some really great organizational options, a solid build quality, and it's been pretty comfortable to wear. And so you can currently purchase this on Tom Bihn's site for about $210, which is definitely a bit of an investment, but it really feels like the bag is going to hold up well over the longer term. It's made in the US and it compares well to other bags in this price range. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags that this made me think of was the Tortuga Set Out Laptop Backpack, which has become one of my favorite minimal travel bags. That one also comes in at about 25 liters. It can hold a ton of stuff. I really love the organizational layout on that, and the harness system on that is actually going to be a little bit more comfortable than the one on this one in my opinion. That bag also comes in at about $125, so just a really great price. And if you have a tighter budget and you're looking for a very solid minimal travel bag option, that's going to be a great option to check out. Another bag this made me think of was the Fjallraven 28, which we looked at recently. That was a great kind of all-purpose bag. It worked great as a daily bag or a minimal travel bag. It was a little bit bigger than this one, coming in at around 28 liters. I really liked the organizational layout on that. It had a lot of great pocketing, a solid laptop compartment. The harness system wasn't quite as comfortable as the one on this one, but it did come in at a little bit of a lower price point. So if you're looking to save some money and you just want a solid and durable bag that's going to work well in a bunch of different environments, the Raven 28 is going to be a great option to take a look at. Another bag this made me think of was the Air Travel Pack 2 Small, which has been one of the best minimal travel bags that we've looked at recently. That has a great build quality, it's very comfortable to wear, it has an awesome organizational layout, it's able to hold a ton of stuff for its 28 liter size, and it comes in at a really similar price point to this. So if you're looking for something that's going to have a little bit more weather resistance and maybe a little bit more space, that's going to be a great option to keep in mind. And then if you have a little bit of a higher budget, the last bag that I'll mention here is the GoRuck GR1, which is another kind of minimal travel and EDC legend. It has a great build quality, it's very comfortable to wear, it has a much simpler layout. It's definitely a layout that I prefer. I just really like simpler bags. It's able to hold a ton of stuff, especially if you get the 26 liter version of the GR1, and it's really a bag that's going to be with you for a very long time. So if you're looking for something a little bit simpler that's going to have a similar build quality to this and you have a higher budget, the GoRuck GR1 is still going to be one of the best options that you can check out. With that being said, the Synapse 25 compares really well to all those bags, and if you're looking for a versatile and durable option that's going to offer plenty of space and an awesome organizational layout, this is going to be a great option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Synapse 25 and how it compares to a lot of the other minimal travel bag options that we featured on the channel. And if there are any similar bags that you think I should feature in the future, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you guys as always for watching and supporting the channel. And if you found this video useful, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And we'll see you in the next one.